welcome back to the Podcast Playground. Our newest podcast is The Best Podcast.
Join Jay Carter and me, Vida Best, on The Best Podcast, where the dynamic duo brings you their insider secrets to everything wonderful.
Known for their discerning taste, the Best family has critiqued the finest in entertainment, technology, and lifestyle.
Now Jay and me dive deep into the top 5 everything, from the latest cell phones to affordable wines that won't break the bank.
Every episode promises engaging discussions filled with humor and insight, ensuring you discover what truly deserves a spot at the top.
Whether you're looking for the best gadgets or simply want to elevate your everyday choices, this podcast is your go-to guide.
So tell a friend, you've found the best podcast,
where every recommendation is a gem waiting to be uncovered. Tune in weekly for your dose of excellence.
Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle the best phones of 2024. Help you guys find the perfect device.
Right on.
So we've got 2 great sources for this one. Tom's Guide did their whole Best Phones 2024 tested.
Ah, nice.
And bestproductsreviews.com has their 10 best phones in the US list.
So like the expert testing versus kind of the People's Choice Awards?
Exactly. And, there's some pretty interesting differences between the two. A lot to unpack.
Yeah, I'm looking at these lists. Definitely some surprises.
For sure. So, Tom's Guide, they give the crown to the iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Okay, not unexpected.
Right. They're calling it the best overall phone.
It's got, what, a bigger screen?
Yep. Upgraded cameras, the crazy fast A18 Pro chip.
Ooh, nice.
And the battery life.
Let me guess. Insane.
Over 18 hours.
Wow, that's a whole podcasting marathon. Easy.
Pretty much.
I mean, for podcasters, that big screen is huge. Literally.
Right.
Editing waveforms, video, you can actually see what you're doing.
No more squinting.
And those new cameras. Not just for selfies.
So yeah, high quality video for everything. YouTube, social media, even visuals for your podcast.
Exactly. And that A18 Pro chip. Think of that like the brain of the phone.
Powerful.
Super powerful. Multitasking, editing, promoting, all at once.
No lagging, no crashing.
And the battery, no more phone dying mid-interview.
Seriously.
Record on location, the whole episode. Freedom.
Okay, but Tom's Guide does mention a couple downsides.
Hit me.
Slow charging and no Apple Intelligence features.
Ah, I see.
So like waiting forever for your phone to charge, that's gotta be annoying.
It depends, I guess. If you're always on the go and need a quick charge, yeah, that's a pain. But if you're mostly in a studio, you can plan around it. And as for the Apple Intelligence stuff, it's all still pretty new. Who knows how it'll turn out?
True.
Right.
Okay, let's switch sides. Android land.
Oh, okay. Let's see what they got.
Tom's Guide gives the best Samsung phone award to the Galaxy S24 Ultra.
I was kind of expecting that.
Right. Brilliant display, Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor.
Which is like the Android A18 Pro.
Basically. Battery life is right up there too.
Nice.
But here's where it gets interesting. The S24 Ultra is all about Galaxy AI.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
So Samsung's really pushing what AI can do on a phone. Like, imagine you're researching for an episode. You see the perfect image for your show notes.
Okay, I'm following.
With a circle to search, you circle it on the screen, and bam, the phone searches for it online.
Whoa, hold up. No more typing long descriptions.
Nope. And for note takers, the note auto-formatting cleans up your scribbles and organizes them.
That's wild, like a personal assistant in your phone.
Right. It streamlines everything. Research, planning, editing.
Huge for productivity.
Definitely.
But there's one thing. The S24 Ultra's camera got a telephoto lens downgrade. Might be a bummer for some.
True. But maybe those AI features are worth the trade-off.
Yeah, it's all about what matters most to you. Zoom or AI tools.
Good point. All right, let's talk budget now.
Yeah, gotta keep it real.
Starting a podcast can be expensive. So what about good phones that don't break the bank?
Right, the value picks.
Tom's Guide picks the Google Pixel 8a as their best under $500.
Interesting.
Fantastic camera, long battery life, and get this, 7 years of software updates.
7 years? Seriously? Yeah.
That means you buy this phone now, and you're good for the long haul.
You can really focus on creating content then.
Exactly. And those updates aren't just new features, they're also security patches, keeping your phone and data safe.
Super important these days.
Totally. And that Pixel camera, incredible image processing even in low light.
So you're covered even in a dim studio.
Exactly. Tom's Guide also gives the iPhone 16 their Best iPhone Value Award.
So another good option for Apple fans.
It's all about balance, features, and affordability.
Like choosing between two amazing desserts. The Pixel 8a for camera and longevity, or the iPhone 16 for iOS and power.
Tough choice.
It is. But hey, options are good, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at bestproductsreviews.com now. Their top pick is the iPhone 12.
The 12. Like, renewed.
Yeah, that's a much older model than what we see so far. Kind of threw me off.
Yeah, huh. Probably comes down to their algorithm and how they prioritize things. They seem to really value. And customer reviews. So even though the iPhone 12 is older, people still love it.
It's a good reminder to not just blindly follow rankings. What works for one person might not work for another.
For sure.
And speaking of different priorities, bestproductsreviews.com also highlights a bunch of budget-friendly Samsung A-series phones.
Makes sense. Their audience seems really focused on affordability.
And they mention Motorola phones for their battery life, which, as we know, is a big deal for podcasters.
Yeah, getting those long recording sessions in.
Okay, so we've talked about the classics, the phones you slip in your pocket. But Tom's guide also throws in some curveballs.
Oh, like what?
Foldable phones and gaming phones.
Interesting. Not usually what you think of for podcasting.
Right? But they do offer some interesting possibilities.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, the Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro. This thing is the battery life king. Almost 19 hours.
No way.
Seriously. Like a portable podcasting studio that never runs out of juice.
Whoa. That's impressive.
Right. And then there's the foldable phones. Like, imagine a phone that turns into a mini tablet.
I'm picturing it. That's pretty cool. But is it practical?
Well, the OnePlus Open is a good example. It unfolds to this huge 7.82-inch screen, super sharp, super vibrant.
Okay, yeah, I see the appeal. Great for multitasking, editing, all that.
Exactly, like having two apps open side by side. You could be editing audio and referencing your show notes at the same time.
That's pretty powerful, but would you give up portability for that extra screen space?
That's a good question, and it's something to think about.
All right, so we're back, diving deeper into these phones, picking the perfect one for all you podcasters out there.
And for me, audio quality has got to be top priority. I mean, it's the heart of any good podcast, right?
You're absolutely right. Crystal clear sound is non-negotiable.
Totally. So what should we be looking for in a phone to make sure our recordings sound professional?
Okay, well, most of the flagship phones nowadays, they actually have decent built-in mics. But if you really want to step up your audio game, there's a few things to keep in mind.
Okay, lay it on me. What are we talking about here?
Let's start with audio codecs.
Codecs?
Yeah, think of them like the language your phone uses to record and play back sound.
Got it.
Some codecs, they compress the audio more than others. And that can, affect the quality of your recordings.
Makes sense.
So you want to look for phones that support high-quality codecs, like AAC or aptX.
AAC, aptX, got it. Are they both, equally good?
They're both great, but there are some subtle differences. AAC is known for its balanced sound, and it's usually what Apple devices use.
Okay.
aptX is all about low latency.
Low latency.
Basically, less delay between what you record and what you hear.
Oh, okay. So that's good for, musicians or anyone who needs real-time feedback.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm guessing those phones we talked about, the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, they can handle these codecs.
Oh, yeah. Those phones are beasts. They can handle those high-quality codecs, no problem. Your recordings will be super smooth and crystal clear.
Awesome. But what about the more budget-friendly options, like the Pixel 8a and the iPhone 16?
You're in luck. They can handle those codecs, too. You don't have to break the bank to get good audio quality these days.
That's great to hear. Okay, what about external mics? Like lavalier mics, shotgun mics, all that jazz.
Yeah, good question. Most phones now, they either have the headphone jack or they offer adapters for external mics.
Gotcha.
It's a great way to, really level up your audio, especially if you're recording interviews or noisy environments.
So even if a phone's built-in mic isn't the best, a good external mic can make a huge difference.
Oh, absolutely. It's like night and day. You get way more control over your sound, and your listeners will definitely thank you for it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about storage. Podcasters work with big audio files, sometimes video too. Running out of space is a nightmare.
Oh, tell me about it. Storage is essential. You can never have too much. Luckily, most of the phones we talked about, they offer different storage options. You can choose what works for you.
Okay, but how much do you actually need? For podcasting, I mean, it's like 64 gigs enough.
It depends on how much you record and how long you keep your files, really. but I'd say at least 128 gigs is a good starting point. That gives you enough room for your audio, your video, editing software, all that.
So you're not constantly deleting stuff to make space.
Right.
I'm looking at Tom's guide here, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max and the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, they offer a terabyte of storage.
Yeah, that's a lot of space. You could record for days and not even come close to filling it up. But of course, those higher storage options, they usually cost more.
Yeah, true. But for some podcasters, it might be worth it. What about the value picks? How much storage do they offer?
The Pixel 8a goes up to 256 gigs, which is still pretty good. And the iPhone 16, that goes up to 512. So you've got some solid options there.
Awesome. Okay, storage, check. What about connectivity? Smooth, reliable internet is super important for podcasters, especially when you're uploading or downloading big files.
You're telling me these days 5G is practically a must-have.
Right, for those super fast speeds.
Exactly. You can upload your episodes, download music, do your research, all without waiting forever.
So all the phones we talked about, they have 5G.
Oh yeah, every flagship phone does these days. But there's another thing to consider, Wi-Fi 6 or 6E.
Wait, isn't 5G supposed to be the best? Why do we need to worry about Wi-Fi?
5G is great for mobile data when you're out and about, but for those bigger file transfers, a strong Wi-Fi connection can actually be faster and more reliable.
Interesting.
It's like 5G is a highway, Wi-Fi 6 is a high-speed train. Both can get you there fast, but the train is smoother and more consistent.
Okay, I get it. So if you're working from home or in a studio with good Wi-Fi, having a phone that supports Wi-Fi 6 could be a real advantage.
Absolutely, it can really speed up your workflow.
Cool. Man, it's amazing how much technology has advanced.
I know, right? These phones are like little recording studios in your pocket.
Speaking of power, we got to talk battery life. I can't stress enough how important it is for podcasters to have a phone that won't die in the middle of recording or editing.
True. You don't want your phone dying on you at a crucial moment.
Exactly. So what are our top contenders when it comes to battery life?
Well, remember that Asus ROG Phone 8 Pro?
Oh yeah, the one with the crazy 19-hour battery life.
That phone is a beast. It's like a portable podcasting powerhouse that never quits.
Seriously impressive.
But even if gaming phones aren't your thing, the iPhone 16 Pro Max gets over 18 hours, more than enough for a full day of podcasting.
That's definitely a solid option. Anything else come close to that kind of battery life?
The OnePlus 12 is another one to watch out for. Over 17 hours of battery life. And it's not a gaming phone, so you get that long-lasting battery in a sleeker package.
Nice. So it seems like all the flagship phones have pretty amazing battery life. What about the budget-friendly options? How do they hold up?
They do pretty well. The Pixel 8a and the iPhone 16, they both have above-average battery performance. You don't have to worry about them dying on you mid-podcast.
Awesome. That's great to hear. So it seems like we've got solid options for every type of podcaster, whether they're prioritizing battery life, processing power, audio quality, or affordability.
Exactly. There's a phone out there for everyone.
And that's just the beginning. There's so much more to consider. Screen size, design, all those little software features that can make your podcasting life easier.
It's true. There's a whole world of possibilities to explore.
Okay, so we're back. And you know what we haven't talked about yet?
What's that?
The screen.
Oh.
I mean, we've been so deep in the specs, but the screen is how we see all that power.
True. The display itself.
And for podcasters, the screen's not just about watching videos, right? It's about editing waveforms, looking at scripts, using all those podcasting apps.
Absolutely. A good screen can make a huge difference for productivity, even for eye strain.
Especially after hours of editing.
Exactly. So what makes a good screen for podcasting?
Yeah, fill us in. What should we be looking for?
Well, first off, size. Bigger screen, more space to work with. You can actually see those tiny details in your audio, navigate those complex apps.
So like the iPhone 16 Pro Max with its 6.7-inch display.
Exactly. Or the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, that's 6.8 inches.
Wow, that's almost like a mini tablet.
It is. No more squinting at tiny waveforms or struggling to tap the right buttons. But size isn't everything. Resolution matters too. Higher resolution means sharper text, clearer images, easier on the eyes, especially for those late night editing sessions.
And all the phones we've talked about, they've got good resolution, right?
Yeah, you're pretty much covered there with any of the flagships.
Okay, good to know. What about those foldable phones? Their screens literally fold in half. Does that, like, mess with the display quality.
You know, foldable phones have gotten really good. The displays are impressive, like the OnePlus Open, when you unfold it, bam, 7.82-inch inner display, super sharp, vibrant colors.
Wow, so when it's open, it's basically a tablet.
Pretty much. Great for multitasking, bigger projects.
It's like having two phones in one.
Right. And for podcasters who are always on the move, recording in different places, that flexibility is amazing.
True. Okay, let's talk about something else that's important. Design. I know it might seem kind of superficial, but a comfortable phone, one that just feels good to hold, that makes a big difference, especially when you're recording or editing for long stretches.
You're so right. Ergonomics, that's what it's called. A phone that fits your hand well can save you from a lot of hand fatigue. Things like rounded edges, lightweight materials, even where the buttons are placed, it all adds up.
And hey, if you're carrying your phone around everywhere, it might as well look good, right?
Absolutely. A stylish phone can boost your confidence, make you look more professional.
So any phones that stand out in the design department?
Well, they're all pretty sleek nowadays, but a couple come to mind. The iPhone 16 Pro Max, classic Apple design, premium materials.
Very sophisticated.
Yeah. And the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, curved display, thin profile, it's definitely eye-catching.
I've got to agree, those are both pretty sharp. But the Google Pixel 8a, that's got a cool minimalist look.
Very clean, modern.
Yeah, and functional.
Oh, and don't forget about durability. If you're recording on location, you need a phone that can handle some bumps and bruises.
Right, things happen.
Look for features like water resistance, Gorilla Glass protection. Most of the flagship phones have those now.
All right, let's talk software for a minute. We've talked about the cool AI stuff, but what about other software features that can help podcasters?
Software is key. It's like the brain of your phone. For podcasting, first thing you want is a clean, easy-to-use interface. You don't want to be fighting with your phone when you're trying to record.
Just simple.
Exactly. iPhones with their iOS and Google Pixels, they both do a great job with that.
Okay. Are there any software features that are specifically for, audio recording or editing?
Some phones have built-in voice recorders with cool features like noise cancellation.
Nice.
Really helpful for quick recordings or interviews. And some Android phones have decent audio editing tools right in their gallery apps. You can trim audio, adjust the levels, even add some basic effects.
Wow, so you can do a lot right on your phone.
Yeah. And then there's a whole world of podcasting apps. Both iOS and Android have tons of options.
Yeah, for recording, editing, publishing, everything.
Exactly. So make sure you choose a phone that works well with those apps.
It's like having a whole podcasting studio in your pocket.
Pretty much.
So much to think about.
It is. But at the end of the day, the best phone for podcasting is the one that fits you best. Your needs, your workflow, your budget.
We've covered a lot of ground. Flagship phones, budget-friendly options, everything in between.
There's a perfect phone out there for every podcaster.
Absolutely. So do your research, take what you've learned, and choose the phone that'll help you create the best podcast possible.
And remember, this tech world, it's always changing.
So stay curious, keep exploring, and happy podcasting.
Happy podcasting!